So last time we talked about the Fears to Fathom game, Home Alone. Now today we'll be taking a look at the next game, Norwood Hitchhike. So this game is about a girl named Holly. Holly is driving home from a convention that she just went to, but she is taking the back roads because the main way has too much traffic. While driving, you get bombarded with text, which was annoying to read while driving, so I decided to pull over and read everything before continuing the drive, the much safer thing to do. After getting back in my car and back on the road, I soon discovered that the car was almost out of gas. Not good considering we were in the middle of nowhere at night. This is no place to run out of gas. Thankfully, there is a conveniently located gas station right up the road. So far things aren't too creepy, well minus the weird guy that wandered into the woods a short while ago, and then he just disappeared, but otherwise everything seems normal. Upon arriving at the gas station, I proceed to do the most horrendous parking job ever, which in real life would have had the cops shown up for. This car is pretty durable though, not a scratch on it. I'm sure the car will make it the rest of the 6-hour drive home. Upon entering the small gas station, you find out that there are only 2 people there, a cashier and someone shopping. There's not much to do here besides pay for gas. All of the other items on the shelves are interactable, but can't be purchased. You can, however, buy from the vending machine. There's a wide variety of things to pick from, but they all have the same effect, increasing your sprint speed, which I will later show is pretty irrelevant to this game, but I'll get to that later. I, not knowing this at the time, decided to get one, and then waited for what felt like an eternity for the drink to dispense, while having the camera locked facing the machine. Something that causes dread in a horror game, but thankfully nothing sneaks up on us, so we continue our shopping trip. At the counter, you pay for gas, and then you get an unwanted spooky story from the cashier about some ghosts or something on a bridge up ahead. We just humor him and go on our way. I then realized that we put gas on the wrong gas pump, so I had to redo my park job again, this time without incident. After filling the tank, your mom texts you and asks you to pick up some dog food while you're there. Thanks, Mom, I was just in there a minute ago. Thanks for being inconvenient. So we're back in the shop again, and this time we can buy something off the shelf, dog food. Now after filling up and putting the dog food in the trunk, we're back on the road. It's pretty uneventful for the next few minutes. And then suddenly, your light starts to malfunction. Could it be a ghost? Was that cashier right all along about the ghost? No, your car is just junk and not working right. Surely it had nothing to do with that awful parking attempt I had earlier. Things get even worse when you have to stop the car to clear these logs out of the road so you can go ahead. And after a minute of struggling, trying to figure out how to move these things, we finally have a way forward. Then disaster strikes. It turns out I probably hit that gas pump harder than I thought earlier, because the car won't start back up now. How wonderful. We then wait a while for a car to stop to give us a ride to the nearest town. The second car that passes us recognizes us from the gas station, which immediately puts me on edge, because why would this dude that I barely talked to remember me? He decides to let us get a ride to town to phone for help, since our phone is conveniently not working. And I don't know if this was like a funny glitch or if he was meant to park this far away from me, but it was funny to see this guy parked so far away yelling at us to hurry up and load our stuff in his car, while being parked as far away as possible. He seemed to be in a hurry to get out of here, perhaps believing the shopkeeper's spooky story. So a bit of car packing later and we're off. So I was totally expecting a jump scare here or something, but nothing ever happened. So now we are in this stranger's car, and I'm worried that he may not be as kind as I originally thought. But right when I was getting ready for him to try and kidnap me or give me a quick jump scare, because I answered a question wrong, he finally let us out at a very sketchy motel. Once here, we go to the front desk and get a key to our room. Upon entering our room, we get jump scared by a man that works here. Super sketchy guy. The man says his name is Tommy and claims to have been just cleaning and tells us to get our stuff while he finishes up the room for us. This is where my trick for moving faster in this game comes into play. We have to move all of our stuff across the lot, and that takes a bit of time, but it goes by much faster if you move diagonally. It makes you move twice as fast. No soda or energy drinks needed. After getting your stuff to your room, Tommy tells you that he'll tow your car for you, and that the phone in the room doesn't work, which is a problem because our cell phone still doesn't have service. Having the room to yourself, you decide you're ready for bed and try to sleep. You get uncomfortable and restless, feeling like someone is watching you. And you're right, there is. You see someone out your window, but as soon as you notice them, they leave. After this, I'd want to stay in my room, but instead we decide that we want coffee to stay up late, and to get said coffee, we have to leave our room and run across the lot in a panic, like SpongeBob when he had to take out the trash during the night shift.
For the Krusty Krab!
After doing our quick diagonal walk to the coffee machine that took an embarrassing amount of time to find, we find out that this coffee had an extra ingredient, and it makes us sick instantly. This coffee had us dazed and confused, inverting our controls and slowing us down, but eventually we make it back to our room unharmed. We wake hours later hearing footsteps in our room, and the phone that was supposedly broken ringing. I instantly decided to confront whoever it was that just walked into my room and went to his hiding spot and got jump scared. I don't know if I said anything about these jump scares in my last video, but they are way too loud. Like, the only thing scary is the hearing loss you'll get from playing these games. So anyways, with the sudden game over that I should have seen coming, I had to do a chunk of the game again, and I really didn't want to, but I did want to finish this video, so I pushed forward. Now we're back to where we left off, except this time when we woke up, the phone didn't ring. I don't know if that was a glitch or if the phone ringing the first time was a glitch, but that didn't matter because we had an intruder. We couldn't leave the room, so I didn't really know what to do, so I wandered around being careful not to disturb the man that was hiding in the closet. I finally found out we were supposed to wash our face in the sink, but before that, I made sure to pile all of my stuff in front of the closet. You aren't jump scaring me this time, you jerk. After washing your face, you get a knock at the door from the man at the front desk. He says there's complaints about there being a lot of noise, but then notices I don't look so good. We tell him about the coffee machine and he tells us there is no coffee machine and doesn't believe us. That was until we showed him where the supposed machine was supposed to be. Then he's suddenly telling us to go back to our room and that there's some medicine for us to take. We sprint back to our room and take the medicine, trusting this complete stranger who could have been the one that made this toxic coffee in the first place. But we listen to him, and then we try to go back to bed, until you hear a camera go off and whispering in your room. That's not good. Then you hear someone say hello, which startled me because there's no voice acting in this game. Reluctantly, you answer the door. The stranger at the door asks for help. You ignore him, and he starts banging on the door, which actually made me jump. I then scramble to hide in the same hiding place he used earlier, but the idiot is dumb and does not check the one place he knows someone would be able to hide in. He also doesn't hear the man from the front desk follow in behind him, and then he gets knocked out in one punch. Our hero was the man from the front desk. I then felt bad for thinking he was behind all of this, or at least I did until he decided to not get the police involved to keep his business reputation good. The game then just ends with you going home with your car the next morning. So this game was a lot scarier than the first one. I had no idea what to expect, and every time I thought I knew what was coming, I was wrong. I totally thought Tommy was the man trying to break into the room and responsible for the drugged coffee, but I guess it was just this random guy. But Tommy's the one that actually gets you and your car home safe. Hopefully the next game will have a bit more horror that doesn't rely on jump scares as much. I guess we'll just have to find out. So I didn't really know where to put this in the video, so I'll just add this here. There's some funny optional stuff you can do at the start of the game at the gas station. You can get yelled at for making a big mess because everything on the shelves are interactable, so throw enough stuff on the floor and you'll be scolded. And if you decide to throw stuff at the cashier, you'll threaten to call the police. Or the last thing you can do, which is pretty funny, is you can use a glitch to shoplift. And it's funny because you can only do it by using glitches. Try to walk out and you'll be seen, but move over 2 feet to the left and look out the window and you can just toss stuff right through the solid window. You do have to line it up pretty nicely though. The cashier doesn't even seem to mind though. He's probably too scared to stop you after seeing your powers of being able to phase matter through glass like that. I have a secret power too though. Mine is being able to convince you to subscribe to my YouTube channel just by telling you to. So subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when the next part comes out. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.